Musician and preacher John Wyatt was one of those who escaped the floodwaters but lost everything, including years of recorded oral histories. We heard from him last year right after the flood. You might remember his original song about the events of June 23rd.
Muddy water, muddy water, muddy waters flood our land. Children crying, people dying. Lord, please help us understand.
When we talked to him, he shared his concerns for his community, but he didn't really mention his own troubles. Roxy Todd checked in with John to see how he's doing 1 year later.
This is the house where the couple moved back into that lost their baby.
Reverend John Wyatt just completed renovations on his home in Raynell, thanks to volunteer workers with the faith-based Appalachian Service Project.
Come in, Roxy, into my new home and my new house.
Since the flood, he's been renting a house outside of town. He shows me around his old home, which has taken months to rebuild. But he still can't shake the memories of that tragic night when he joined the rescue operations, paddling a rescue boat and saving people who were trapped in the floodwaters.
Come and help us, come and help us, came the cry. As time goes on, we're struggling to get through the after effects of what took place during the flood. You were filming me then, and I was talking about how I could hear those cries of the people in the dark.
Sadly, many died in Raynell on June 23rd. Many of them were John's friends and neighbors.
And for weeks and weeks, that was something that I'd wake in the middle of the night and I would think about that.
This past year, he's been so busy working on his home and volunteering to help other people, he hasn't had a lot of energy to do the things he used to do, like play music or sit on his back porch and relax over a cup of coffee. John isn't the only one who's trying to get back to normal. Over 120 homeowners in Raynell have applied to FEMA for help demolishing their damaged homes. That's a huge loss for a community with just under 1,500 people.
It's a little frightening to look at our town, and I've lived here all my life, and I know where each person lived, and so many of them, and those houses are gone now, and I'm the only house left in this entire block. And all the other homes, 7, 8 of them are gone.
Across town from John Wyatt, Sharon G. Martin has just moved into a small one-bedroom apartment. She lost her home in the flood, and she's been living the past year with family. Today, a volunteer is bringing her a new donated mattress and a box spring. Dave Lumsden is the chairman of the Greater Greenbrier Long-Term Recovery Committee, a local organization that helps coordinate resources to help flood victims.
We have case managers that essentially accompany a family on their journey to recovery. We connect dots. We connect need with relief agencies, government agencies, and also through our nonprofit partners. So many groups have come in over the last year to help us. There we go.
Oh, that's perfect. I've always been a positive thinker, so I always have faith and hope for the best. And things are falling in place, and I'm happy. It's better now, and it's going to get better.
Sharon has been waiting to get an apartment for the past 10 months while she stayed with her daughter. Others had to leave Raynell or West Virginia to try to settle someplace new.
Yeah, I pastor a small church outside of Raynell, and we're down to just bare minimum now because we were a small church before the flood. We're a really small church now since the flood because we've had people who just had to move away.
Raynell was struggling economically before the flood. With the decline in the timber industry, most jobs here have disappeared over John's lifetime. But there's a positive change in the air too, something he hasn't seen in decades.
I do see something happening that wasn't happening before the flood. I see people working together, and I see a community coming together.
Thousands of volunteers have poured into Raynell this past year, most of them from out of state.
That spirit of volunteering that people have brought into our community, I think that's helped us too, because it's reinvigorated people themselves to get back into doing something that helps others and that's benefit to others and not just to ourselves. Not only did they come in and hang sheetrock and paint houses and do all the work that they've done, but they brought hope to people again. It's a song, a sign of the weary. Hard times, come again no more.
You can hear this story and more on the Inside Appalachia podcast. It's available on wvpublic.org or wherever you get your podcasts. That's Inside Appalachia. Get the podcast and you can listen on your own time.